Hello, this is our database assignment. I'm Reese. We have Fuad and Marcus, and we also have Samuel, but he's
Gonna add this video later
yeah.
on.
So to start with, I'll be showing the creates. Here's our 5 tables that we've used. We used travelers, tickets, trips, hotels, and trip categories. We have our 3 different types here and how we've used them. And I'll show you our attributes for everything. The skeleton table here, our addresses, social media table type, all our 5 tables, and room view array type at the bottom. To start with, I will log in from a fresh one, and I'm going to run the drop. Okay. We'll run the format. Then I'll run the drops. Okay.
Because we didn't do the procedures before.
Sorry. And I will run the creates here as well. So we can show each table here is the same as the skeleton table, and how we've used each type is shown here. So I'll just go through it. We have our VRA type shown for the different types of beds you can get. Our addresses, just for the address. We have 2 different ways we've used addresses, shown as a reference, and the other shown as just address type. And this is pretty much all of the creates. So I'll pass it on.
These are the alters. As you can see, we've got our keys on the skeleton table. We've got travelers. Travel ID is a primary key for that. As you can see here, it's also the primary key in this. The ticket ID, so on and so forth. For the foreign keys, see traveler ID is a foreign key inside tickets, and you can see here traveler ID is also a foreign key in the tickets inside our code, our notepad. I'll now run the filters. As you can see, they all ran perfectly. I'll now pass on to Marcus for the inserts.
Hello, I'm Marcus, and I'll be doing the inserts. So I've included about 5 inserts per table for each of these. Here I've used a different type of reference for adding in the address for each of the travelers, as they're referenced up here. Here I've just used reference here where the street is the first. I've used the reference for the street for each of the tables so that they have their addresses, as opposed to in the hotels I've used the address type because this one's not the reference. I've just given them their own individual addresses. But I've also done 2 different types for the ref because instead of using a select and then adding the reference in, I've used values and then I've updated the addresses afterwards so that they have their addresses still, but they're not inserted directly. I've also done the trip categories, as you can see here. This is the rooms have the V-array type, and I've also done the tickets and trips. Let me just run these quickly. As you can see, all of the creates and updates have been added in with no errors. And I'll be passing it on to Samuel to run the queries for each of them.
Thank you very much.
Hi lecture, my name is Samuel, student number 23848327, and I was in charge of queries and procedural SQL. So I will start now with number one. Number one is a simple query using dot notation. It selects all the travelers and their addresses. Second one, we have an inner join. What an inner join does is selects two tables and joins them together. So on the third, we have a compound join. A compound join is similar to an inner join, but instead of only joining two tables, it it can join more than two. So here on the fourth, we have an outer join. On the fifth, we have used the in. So here it selects the trip ID, trip destination, trip date from trips, where the trip ID is from tickets. Uh, I don't know if I made myself clear, but that's what it does. Here on the 6th is a dot notation again. On the 7th and 8th, we have some nested tables. As you can see, I use the variable table, so we can select things inside her. Here on the function, we have to set the server output on so we can show errors and some more stuff. On functions, I started by dropping the function first, so to make sure there are no dupe functions inside the Oracle. Here on the func ticket total, I use sum as required on the brief. I need to use something. Here I drop the procedural proc show ticket total. I always drop first, always make sure nothing dupes. So we have proc show ticket total. What it does, it calls the func ticket total, and it does this. It displays the total tickets for each traveler. As you can see on the DBMS output line, it will print the total spent for traveler in traveler ID is the VN total. Okay. Always show errors for debugging. So here I have another procedure, and this procedure is to increase the ticket price. So as you can see, it updates the tickets and sets the ticket price plus ticket price increase. The increase is by percentage, so it's more equal, not equal. How do you say it? Correct. It's more correct. Okay. So here I have the exec for to test the scripts. So first, what I will do is log in to my Oracle. Bear in mind that I'm already connected to Cloudflare because recently we had things with hackers. So now we have to use Cloudflare here. Log it in. To clarify, I already uploaded the create, alter, and insert files here. So I will only be executing the query file, and this query file goes together with the procedure stuff, so to be easier. Here, let's put enter. Let's start at the top. Here, as you can see, all the selects work fine. Everything works fine. There's no errors. here, as you can see, the function dropped and created after. This means there is no duped function here. As you can see, there are no errors. Again, the procedure is the same. Dropped first and then created. No errors, no errors. So the total spend for the traveler 2376 is 0. But if you see here the traveler 8642, sorry, he spent uh, 220 pounds. As for the ticket update price, I forgot to put here the showing the price update, but you can be sure it is updated inside of the database. Okay, so this was my presentation, and hope you have a good day.